So apparently we've reached the part of the internet where owning a dog is being framed as a climate problem. Yep, man's best friend is now part of the personal impact debate, and a new report being discussed in major coverage is fueling it. Quick note, I'm not telling anyone to give up their pets. This video is about how these stories get framed, what the report claims, and what a realistic takeaway looks like for normal people. The main idea being circulated is that people often misunderstand what actions have the biggest climate impact. The report highlights that some high-impact actions tend to be underestimated. Things like flying less, using renewable electricity, and yes, it also includes choosing not to get a dog. And on the flip side, the report suggests people may overestimate the impact of smaller lifestyle swaps, like certain household efficiency changes or routine habits. That's the headline. And I get why it spreads. It's provocative. "Don't get a dog" is the kind of line that instantly turns into rage bait. Because a lot of people are exhausted by the constant everything you do is wrong vibe. Brush your teeth, too much water. Take a trip, too many emissions. Eat a burger, you're the problem. And now the dog? For most families, pets aren't a political statement. They're companionship, routine, joy, and for many people, emotional support. So when a headline implies your pet is a climate enemy, it doesn't feel like helpful information. It feels like a guilt headline. To be fair, there's a basic logic behind the claim. Dogs eat food, and pet food, especially if it's heavy in certain meats, has a footprint. The argument often points to things like meat production contributing to greenhouse gases, beef being higher impact than many other proteins, land use and deforestation concerns in some regions. That's the general framework being used. But here's the problem. A lot of coverage jumps from "there's an impact" to "therefore people shouldn't have pets," and that's where it loses most viewers instantly. If you actually want practical, real-life options without turning dog ownership into a moral crisis, there are common-sense moves. Feed the right portions. Overfeeding increases waste and isn't good for pets anyway. Reduce waste. Buy durable toys, beds, leashes instead of replacing cheap stuff constantly. Choose transparent brands if you can. Better sourcing, fewer fillers, less waste. Talk to your vet if you're considering different diets. Don't DIY extreme changes. If you're getting a pet, adopting can be a meaningful choice. Giving a home to an animal that already exists, that's a realistic approach. Love your dog, be thoughtful, move on with your life. Here's my biggest takeaway. Even when a report has a valid point about big impact versus small impact, the framing matters. If the message lands like "your happiness is the problem," people stop listening. Most people will never respond to guilt the way activists hope they will. They respond to practical options, clear trade-offs, and respect for how real life works. So no, the dog isn't the enemy. But yes, it's fine to learn what drives impact and make small improvements without the shame campaign. Drop a comment. Do you think this kind of headline helps the climate conversation or just makes people tune out?